Hey, what's going on, all you hashtag PVTers all over the world? Before we get to this awesome interview with Joey Jams that I know you've all been waiting for, the former drummer from Signo and Cumbia All Stars, and he's played with a lot of other great bands. Believe me, he'll be talking about that on this interview, which I will be uploading an episode. This is episode 1 coming up, pero in the description below, we have a link, ¿verdad? That goes to our Whiskey D YouTube channel. That's my band. And we were in Alice, Texas, con La Mafia, Los Palominos, and it was awesome. And guess what? We hired a photographer and videographer, Sergio Garcia Films, Emmy Award winner. And he took a lot of backstage and behind-the-scenes footage. And it's going to be uploaded in episodes too, porque de chingo de footage, papá, asústame one time. So click on the link in the description, and then go to the video, hit like, and share it. And pues, you know, while you're at the Whiskey D YouTube channel, pues subscribe, que onda. Here's the interview. Sústame one time. Eso. Everything sound good? All right, welcome to hashtag PVT. Next to me, I've got a phenomenal musician, phenomenal drummer.
Where's he at?
Let me tell you, this kid, and to me, he's always going to be a kid because the first time I saw him drumming, I was at the Freeman Coliseum for a Selena show back in the early 90s. And the opening act was a friend of mine named Carlito Miranda, which is Carlo Miranda's son. And I was there, and we got to Freeman Coliseum, and we were in the back, and then we start walking to the side of the stage, and I looked, and I see like an 11, 12-year-old kid on the drums, and I just froze, and I stayed there, and I kept watching him because he blew my mind how talented he was, and just seeing a small kid behind a drum kit at the Freeman Coliseum, which is a capacity of about 8,000, 6,000 people. And I was just totally amazed, and it ended up being this guy right here. Many years ago, bro. Joey, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Thank you for finally, getting together.
Well, I mean, we keep in contact. Social media is really cool, and we get to find out and follow our friends and people that we know, and artists and celebrities and stuff like that. So I keep track of this guy, and I wanted to have him here on the show because I like to find out more about individuals that have been in the music industry for a long time. And man, you were like 11 years old when I met you?
I think, I was about 10, 11. I think it was about 11, yeah.
Dude,
this was in what, 91, 92?
Something like that,
If it was 91, I was 10.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I remember you like looking at me, and we like got eye contact, and you just gave me the little kid smile, and then you just started up again.
I thought you were a rocker from the 80s. Man.
Yeah, because I had long hair. I was crazy looking, man. And I was just shocked. Bro. How long have you been playing drums? How old were you, bro?
Well, I was probably like let's see. At that show, I was about maybe either 10 or 11. But I started playing like professionally, getting paid, at the age of 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I started playing at 5. But I mean, I started. I guess it was like, my dad's a drummer, right? So
I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, my dad's a drummer, so it's in my blood, right? So growing up, I mean, not growing up, but I guess my mom always says that when I was like 9 months is when she would see sightings of me, And it's funny because it's like the cliche of the same old drummer story where you're a little kid, you bang on everything, and that's pretty much what it was. The funny thing is though is that my mom would tell my dad, you need to teach your son how to play, like, or teach him, and he was like, no, I don't need to teach him. He's got it.
Yeah.
He's born with it.
So,
and that's kind of how it just started. And I remember I played like one of my first ever performances, I was like 2 years old at a quinceañera there in Seguin, Texas.
Is that where you're from?
Yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised in Seguin?
Yeah.
And how old are you? What year were you born there?
I was born in 1980.
1980?
I'm 38.
Wow, man. 38 years old. Ya le estás pegando, carnal. Asusta, man.
Yeah, you know what's funny, dude? It's so funny because back in the day, right?
Uh-huh.
I was the young kid, and I was the young kid with every band that I was in at the time. You know, I was the little kid, and now I'm the veteran.
Yeah.
The old schooler.
So you were born here, and what did your dad was a drummer? Was he playing?
Yeah,
in
my
bands?
dad actually, believe it or not, my dad, he played with, from what I know, he played with all the orquestas. He played with.
That was big in the late 70s.
Yeah, he played with Carlos
and 80s.
Miranda. It's weird because
And Carlos was
yeah.
Seguin,
My dad,
yeah.
my dad played with Carlos Miranda. He played with Latin Breed, I think. He played with Tony Hernandez and the Latliners. He played with, as a matter of fact, Alberto. When Alberto came to
Gallegos,
Texas,
yeah.
Gallegos. When Alberto came to Texas,
From Arizona.
yeah, from Arizona. His first band was the USA band. My dad was the drummer. Then my dad played with Machismo and Joe Bravo and Carlos Guzman. Recently, when I say recently, a couple years back, he was playing with Guti, Agustin Ramirez, and
Who lives in the Austin area as well.
He did all that circus. I mean, that circuit, you know, with the orquestas. And then I guess when I was born, he started doing kind of like the local circuit in like he was traveling a lot. And then he decided to he was working there in Seguin. Then he started playing just locally.
What was he working as?
He was doing at Tyson.
Okay.
Back in the day.
The chicken thing.
Yeah, the chicken. Before it was called Tyson, it was called Holly Farms.
Okay.
Then they switched to
Yeah,
Tyson.
yeah.
And that's what he was
And
doing.
what did he do there? What was it?
I don't even know.
You don't remember? Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have the oldest of us is my older sister Veronica. We call her Ronnie. And then is my older brother Joshua, me, and my younger brother Jeremy. And my younger brother Jeremy, he plays. Like
Okay.
my older brother don't play, and my sister, they're not into music. But my brother Jeremy, the younger one, he plays drums, and he devoted himself to. He's a Christian. He's in gospel.
So you're the third in line then, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Out of four.
Yeah.
And your mom, was she a homemaker, or she just like?
My mom, believe it or not, dude, my mom is she is a hustler, bro. Like, she's just workaholic, man. Like, straight up, what she does now, she works at a Ziploc bag company there in Seguin.
How old are they?
My parents are, I think they're like.
Well, how old is
60.
your oldest brother?
My brother Joshua is 46.
46. So they're
45?
probably mid 60s.
Yeah, they're like 66, 67.
Because I always add like 20 years to the age of the oldest.
Right.
Because they're about 20 years
Yeah.
old when parents
Well, my
have
parents
kids.
were both born in 52.
Okay.
So yeah, around 66
Yeah.
or
So
something
they're
like
getting
that.
close to 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she where she works at, she does like three days, 12-hour shifts. And dude, she's at it, bro.
Yeah.
And she was even saying they told her she was getting close to retirement. She doesn't know if she wants to do that because she's just a hard
dude,
worker.
there's something about that generation, that the work ethic, it's like, man, and a lot of us get it from them, the ones that work a little harder, than others. It just comes down subconsciously
Yeah.
from the parents, just by absorbing and seeing that they work so hard. And then
She's definitely a hard worker, I'll tell you that.
so you get the hard-working genes from your mom, and then you get the musician genes from your. And let me tell you, it's not easy being married to a musician, dude.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
your
tough,
mom.
man. Yeah, I've heard stories, about my parents.
And they're always on the musicians always on the road. So when you were growing up, was your dad had already given up the road and was just playing locally? So
Yeah.
you were able to grow up, and your dad was around.
The crazy thing about it is that my dad, he wasn't too crazy about me being on tour. He wanted me to focus more on school and stuff like that. My mom was more, if this what he wants to do, then I support him. That was weird that it was like that, because you would have thought that my dad, being a musician, would have been like, nah,
Well, it's because back then, orquestas, I would imagine, this is just my opinion, you had 20 guys out
Yeah.
there, I'm over-exaggerating,
No,
but
no,
you had
yeah,
11,
it
12
did.
guys, so by the time the money got split up,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe your dad thought, you know what, it might not be too,
He always tells me that, while he was on the road, that he went off the road like literally almost wrecking, like almost 8 times. And it was, I guess,
From
not the first or second one that told him, I think it was the 8th one where he was like, now I need to just chill. And then plus, my mom had me now, and he was like, I think it's time to just.
Has he
be
mentored
local.
you a lot on your drumming, bro,
No,
growing
dude,
up?
No, my dad never. The only thing that my dad ever did. This is weird, because my dad has never taught me anything. Right. The only thing that I remember